Friday, August 15th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Had a beautiful day yesterday for our Thursday with highs in many spots across North Carolina in the low to mid 80s. Very low levels of humidity for this time of year, and that made for a really pleasant day to spend a little bit of time outside. In fact, as we got toward the evening, it was really nice yesterday. Currently, 5:30 a.m. temperatures in the 60s with a few 50s mixed in some spots, and certainly a lot of 50s up in the mountains. Here's your mountain temperatures this morning. Many spots in the 50s, even still 1 or 2 40s mixed in. Busick reporting 49 at the time I'm cutting this video. Dew Point still in check, pretty close to 60 in a good chunk of the Piedmont and the Sandhills, mid-60s close to the coast. And a little bit of an increase in these dew points coming. That's what we look like today and then into the weekend. We'll basically across North Carolina see a lot of our dew points easing up into the 60s over the weekend. So that means not oppressive humidity at all, but we begin to see our dew points getting up into that more sticky type of territory as we go through the upcoming weekend. Not a whole lot going on in terms of major storm systems. Frontal boundary draped close to the coast, and in the eastern parts of North and South Carolina, could be a few showers and storms developing in over the course of the weekend. There's also a little disturbance approaching from the northwest. More on that in just a second. Things are very quiet this morning. There were a couple showers down there in southernmost South Carolina. Otherwise, you're looking at a few areas of showers and thunderstorms in the Gulf of Mexico, occasionally moving across Florida and into the western parts of the Atlantic, but by and large, the eastern half of the country still very quiet this morning. All right, showed you the dew point map. Let me give you the surface features here as we move forward in time. There we go. Kind of had to jog the system back into motion there. All right, today that frontal boundary creeping northward, but the bigger story for the Piedmont is that a little disturbance creeps in, and that might be just enough to generate a few isolated late afternoon showers or storms, say roughly I-40 and points north. I think they'll be very widely separated, but maybe a few out there as we go through today. There's your highs in the 80s in most spots, up to around 90 in Columbia. And then tomorrow, the warmer temperatures continue to take hold. Again, over in the eastern parts of the Carolinas, a little better chance of a few showers or storms tomorrow. Highs in the upper 80s in a good chunk of the Piedmont and the Sandhills, up to 93 in Columbia. And then the heat really begins to build in here as we get towards Sunday and next work week. That next storm system not really going to play a huge role in our weather, but we will see the heat returning. There's your Sunday highs, low and mid-90s. Look at Columbia, up to 97 on Sunday, and we crank the heat up even further then in many spots on Monday. 93, a common number. Monday afternoon, Raleigh, Fayetteville, Charlotte, and Greensboro. 94 in Wilmington. And really the pattern next week, look at the 500 millibar chart from the European model. You end up basically with this big ridge here across the southern and the southeastern parts of the country. That keeps any major storm systems well to the north, and it also allows the heat to build underneath that upper level ridge. So we're looking at a pretty summer-like week next week with hot, humid conditions, and really any day could see a few afternoon showers or storms. Tropics, really still nothing much of interest out there in the eastern Atlantic Ocean. There are still a couple of tropical waves out there, and none of them overly impressive. And you get closer to home, the Caribbean Sea is very, very quiet. And again, just a few scattered showers or storms across the Gulf of Mexico. No big deal there. So the tropics still pretty quiet in the Atlantic Basin. All right, that's it for today. Have a wonderful day and weekend, and God bless.